So if you were a billionaire and wanted to live in the Hollywood Hills, this would be your home. Asking price, $57 million. And it comes with an infinity pool that's 150 feet long. I mean, that's longer than a basketball court. So welcome to the birth seats of the Hollywood Hills. We got an exciting tour ahead of us. Home features 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 13,870 square feet of interior space, newly constructed, on the market for $57 million. I want to give big thanks to the listing agent, Aaron Kirman, for making this tour possible. And let's get started. Now to my right, we have the cobblestone driveway leading us to the 4-car garage. I like that it's a single garage door and it's a nice space with polished epoxy floors, great ceiling height. You can park 4 cars here and about 3 to 4 cars on the driveway. Now going to my left, you can see this travertine walkway that goes all the way to the staircase, and that's technically the entry of this property. It's nicely landscaped, olive trees, retaining wall, nice hedging to provide additional privacy, and this section is open, gets great light. I love the travertine steps, and in fact they've used travertine throughout the home, both on the outside and on the inside, and it's a material that really gives this home its identity, its warmth. Now to my right, we also have this good size internal courtyard. Now this is a very important aspect of this property because it brings natural light and natural air to the lower level as well as the main level. In the center we have a 35-foot tree anchoring the space, and I just appreciate how they brought so much greenery, life and openness to the property thanks to this courtyard. Now above me you can see the frame of this home. And in fact, the property is designed like a rectangular form that sits on the hillside. And these frames help anchor the property, make the home feel a little bit more cozier and intimate, and it also helps with capturing the views and the surroundings. And another detail that I'll point out throughout the tour. Now, coming back to this section, we have the covered entry, and here you can see how they use travertine on the floors, on the walls, and how all these joints are perfectly aligned. Starting from the walls all the way to the floor, there's a level of minimalism and simplicity in this home that I really enjoy. And on the floors, they use oversized tiles on a pedestal system, and on the walls, they use smaller tiles stacked it all the way to the ceiling, which exaggerates the volume and gives depth, but also now all these horizontal lines continue and give length to this foyer, which by the way leads you all the way to an infinity edge pool and the view beyond. This is amazing, and because of this stacked design, we also don't need any trim or any details. The tile work and the stone really speaks for itself. Now also another detail I want to point out, they recessed in lighting nicely into the walls. So it looks very clean, but at night it will light up this entry. Now coming to this section, oak case front door with side windows, solid wood door, and it leads you to the foyer of this home. They've used 200 tons of travertine for this property. Let that sink in. I mean, that's a lot, and it actually came from Turkey, my hometown. Now also in this foyer you can see the continuous lines, whether it's the walls or the floor, leading you to the view. And also if you want to go to your backyard, you can simply do that here without having to go to the other spaces. Now here we have 4 travertine case openings leading you to different rooms. Why don't we go this way so we can check out the formal dining area and the formal living room. I love how open this space is. Sliding glass doors stack on each side, seamless transition to the exterior, your terrace, infinity edge pool, and the city of Los Angeles. Room gets a ton of natural light, and again, please pay attention to the lines. You can see how the grout lines on the floor continue to the exterior. It's easy on the eye, and then we have travertine throughout, plaster ceiling, and the room is so well curated. The seating arrangement, solid wood coffee tables, the books, all the throw blankets and pillows. There's warmth and there's life in this property. And again, I appreciate the minimalist palette. Plaster ceiling, travertine walls and floors throughout. Now here on one surface, you can see how they use the same travertine, but with different cuts. The frame here features the stack design with the horizontal grout lines, and then on each side you can see how they used the side angle to give additional dimension. Down below they've cased the fireplace with unfilled travertine, and the frame dictates the space for that. And above, I know it's behind the painting, but they've used 3 big slabs for this section with a nice reveal, so it pulls your focus towards the center. And obviously in the future, if you want, you can place your TV here as well. Furnishings in this home, I'm going to use the word curated so much because it's tastefully done, and the chairs here are gorgeous. The solid wood fabrication, straps down below, and how the bottom section is this one molded piece of wood that holds the cushion in place. So tasteful. Now on the other side, you can see how the glass wall here provides so much natural light. Now instead of placing the formal living room closer to the street, with this design they push this room to be closer to the views and your terrace. But at the same time, with this glass wall, they're allowing so much natural light to come in and give a lot more volume and openness to the space. And the tree, use of travertine on the walls, it's a beautiful view to look at. I love this design element, and again, I'm going to point it out throughout the tour. Next up, formal dining room. Oversized solid wood table, these comfortable leather chairs, chic light fixtures, and the same wall design is also on this side with the fireplace, reveal detail, stacked travertine on each side, and beautiful flow to the exterior. I also like how they use linen curtains for this space. And then we have the sliding glass doors. Let's pan towards the floors. You can see how they recessed in the tracks. For the gaps, they've used the same travertine just so visually this looks as minimalist as possible. And they've done the same thing on the ceiling here as well. Tracks are nicely recessed in, so this opening is very clean and it frames the view beautifully. Now another detail I want to point out, Armand, can we get a close-up? I know you went backwards to show the view. You see the AC diffusers, how they're incorporated into the tile here, right? So now let's go backwards and let's show the ceiling. They don't have any AC diffusers on the ceiling. Do you know why?
What's the reason?
Now in the burst suites, you have height restrictions. And of course the design team here, Woods and Dangaran, they wanted to maximize the ceiling height, not only on this level, also on the level below. And for that reason, they wanted to minimize the design and the complexity of the roof and push the ceiling here as much as possible till they hit their height restriction. When you do that, you want to eliminate all the utilities, anything that protrudes over your roof. So they don't have any AC units, they don't have anything up there. It's a very minimalist roof, and they've incorporated all of these utilities within the property, and that's why they're providing fresh air through the floors rather than the ceiling. I mean, look at the ceilings here. Very clean, and you can see the reveal detail that start from the exterior, continue to the interior, back to the exterior. Everything plays and supports each other, and you end up with a minimalist home like this. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
You understand why they're on the floors now?
Yeah, absolutely. They got the most out of it.
Yeah. It's not a simple decision they made. It was a very calculated decision, and I think it worked. Now, let's check out this terrace. First, we have the outdoor seating area anchored by a fire pit. I love the stone approach here, how it's all chiseled, a little bit more organic. And now you can see the frame of the home and how this frame helps you appreciate and take in the views a little bit better. Same travertine walls continue to the exterior, and you can see how the lines are perfectly matching, including the reveal detail. And within the frame, we also have this trellis design. It protects all the sliding glass doors and provides some shade to the property, but also, given that it's a trellis, it lets some light in, and it casts this beautiful shadow on the floors and on the walls throughout the day. It's awesome. Now here, we have the lounging beds, outdoor seating areas, your hot tub right in the center. This pool is 115 feet long. It spans the entire length of the property and the views of Los Angeles. You're in the heart of the burst streets, which is quite incredible. This is a phenomenal lap pool, and I also appreciate how they went with this simple plaster design. Again, everything in this home is easy on the eye, usable, functional, but it's also really well designed and built. You can also see how the sliding glass doors from the primary bedroom to our left and the family room to our right, opening up to the same terrace as well. But those sections are not divided, but nicely established. So those rooms have a little bit of a zone of their own. And Armand, just think about the idea of holding up this much water on a hillside. Imagine the concrete caissons, the concrete columns that are below this home. We have a massive rectangular form floating above the hill to take in these views and create this comfortable interior environment for you to live in. Imagine for a second being in that pool, swimming in it, starting your day to this view. It's quite incredible. And again, if you saw this land by itself prior to this home being built, you would be quite shocked how they managed to recess in this home, part of the lower level, into the hillside, and then jutting out this section to create an experience like this. It's quite impressive. Now on the other side of the foyer, we have the family room and the informal dining area. Again, so well curated, furnishings, their pillows, books, accessories, and these two cool chairs. Now on this side, you can see how they've incorporated the built-ins into the wall. It's all oak cabinetry and paneling. I also like these simple brass handles. TV in the center, nice recessed in lighting, and with window treatments, decoration, books, accessories. This space has a very cozy feel. All right, quick pause. I want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is actually me. We couldn't lock in one for this episode, so I'm stepping in. This is Nuare, our candle line. I started this brand because I wanted to take everything we've learned from touring some of the most incredible homes around the world, the materials, the feeling, the atmosphere, and create something that brings that same elevated experience into your own space. So we built it ourselves. Everything is made in Los Angeles, hand poured, all natural ingredients, no synthetic stuff, no paraffins, no petroleum byproducts, nothing artificial. And as part of my daily routine, when I'm working or when I get home and want to wind down and step away from the chaos, I light one of our candles. We have few scents: tangerine vetiver, notes of tangerine, orange blossom, oud, vetiver. It's clean, slightly citrusy up front, and then settles into something warm and very calming. Then we have bergamot rose, more vibrant, slightly floral, sweet, and a bit more expressive. We also have different sizes, from small tester tints to full-size candles. And we also have a new scent coming soon, smoky honey. Think honey and campfire coming together. It's a fun one and exactly smells how it sounds. At the end of the day, this is a small brand we're building from scratch. If you've been enjoying the videos and want to support what we're doing, this is one of the best ways to do it. Go nuarehome.com if you want to check it out. And now, back to the tour. Now next up, we have the informal dining area, simple table, comfortable seating. And again, I like the fact that they recessed in all the built-ins here into the wall, all oak cabinetry, great place for you to feature your art. And more importantly, the entire room opens up to the same terrace. Again, the transition is seamless. Pedestal system picks up the travertine floors here, so everything is perfectly even. Lines are all matching. Trellis above us. And again, I've talked about earlier, the frame helps you appreciate the view a little bit more. It makes the terrace feel a lot longer. Then we also have an outdoor dining area here, infinity edge pool. This house has a very soothing, relaxing energy. That's why instead of wearing a suit, I dressed more casually today. And all you want to do is just sit down here and enjoy this view. Isn't this crazy?
It looks great.
This is awesome. All right, next up, on the other side, we have the kitchen. I know this home looks easy on the eye and to a degree very simple in its design, but it's actually a very complicated home to not only design, but also to build and execute. All these finishes, reveals, and lines aligning perfectly, making everything suiting to the eye, and only picking few materials to finish the entire home is not easy. Here, you can see the same oak cabinetry. They also use travertine for the countertop with this polished finish, given that you're going to be cooking here, cutting stuff, and using the surface a lot more. Your bar seating, cabinetry looks warm, complements the travertine, and I believe we have our paneled fridge here. This portal designed in the center with recessed and lighting. Vent is nicely tucked into the cabinetry so you don't see it from the other side. Your Dangaran cooktop and even the handles are incorporated to the cabinetry. That way you can continue the oak paneling on the surface here. On this side with an island, we have 2 dishwashers. I mean, it will be a lot of fun to cook in this kitchen. Enjoy this view. I mean, look at the frame, the palm trees, your infinity edge pool, moon of water, and the trellis is casting this beautiful shadow into the living room. This is a cozy space. Now going to this side, we have additional cabinetry here, but Arman, can we actually point out this window here? Now, given that we have built-ins on each side, this section had to come out a little bit. So it created this depth, and they continued the travertine and placed really good size picture window. And by really good size, what I mean is they maximized it to the floor, to the walls, all the way to the ceiling. They also incorporated the automatic shades into the ceiling behind the travertine. And we have these trees on the other side, but it allows this room to breathe a little bit more, get additional natural light, and it creates more open view corridors for your eyes. It just makes the space a lot more airy and open. So I thought this was a really nice touch. Now continuing here, Dangaran espresso maker, additional cabinetry. We have an exterior access here, elevator to my left, and the door at the end leads us to the 4-car garage. But I want to quickly turn this way. There's a small powder room to my right, and I'm assuming this is for the service staff. And here we have the chef's kitchen. It comes with a gas cooktop, fridge, built-in appliances, sink, some open shelving. I also like that we have a skylight here for some additional natural light. Definitely built to support the main kitchen and be a nice service quarters. Now, going to the other side, additional cabinetry here, again leading you to the family room. This opening takes you to the foyer, built-in cabinetry, and here we have a powder room. Unfilled travertine is used to fabricate the vanity here with a hidden drain, wall fixtures, wall sconces with the circular brass mirror, skylight above for some natural light, and I like that we have plaster walls throughout, giving additional warmth, and there's a separate water closet here. Tasteful powder room. Now that's it for the main level, except the primary bedroom suite. We're gonna tour that last, but I want you to keep something in mind. On this level, we have the formal living room, formal dining area, family room, kitchen, and the primary bedroom suite, meaning all the rooms that you're gonna need on your day-to-day life are all located here. So you can technically live on the main floor alone, capitalize on the views, have incredible outdoor access, but down below we have all the amenities and additional guest suites. So I really like how practical they were when it comes to designing this level, making sure that it functions really well, it supports the homeowners really well, but we still got a lot more rooms and interesting spaces to see down below. The staircase is definitely grand, and I love the experience here. Glass wall, internal courtyard, ton of natural light coming in, and in the center there's a massive steel beam holding up the entire staircase, open riser, so you get this floating effect, and each one of the steps are all oak wrapped, including the bottom as well, which I love. Again, talking about making things as easy on the eye as possible. This minimalist palette, steel and wood. That's it. Even the railing is nicely incorporated into the steps. And then on the other side, this massive glass wall looking into the courtyard. Now, a lot of times we see these light wells, small openings to allow natural light to come to basement levels like this, or to create egress access. But here, they were extremely generous with the courtyard. They planted a 35-foot jacaranda tree in the center with 2 Japanese maples, and with the plants, greenery, boulders, outdoor lighting, they certainly gave an amazing spirit to this area. I love the amount of natural light that comes in, this massive glass wall design, and how this section gives so much more life and meaning to the lower level. Arman, I just want you to think about it for a second. Imagine this space pushed all the way to the wall here. Think about how closed off that would have made it feel. Instead, by creating this outdoor space, allowing air to come in, planting these trees, all of a sudden, this doesn't even feel like a lower level.
We can feel the breeze right now.
Exactly. Not only that, it opens up to the interior spaces. You're currently in the gym. We have the massage room on the other side. And then they also have high ceilings throughout the lower level. So to me, it does not feel like a basement level at all. There's life, there's energy, there's privacy on this level. Now going back in, this is where we have the gym. And again, look at the ceiling height, plaster walls, these cool light fixtures, oak built-in cabinetry, TV, your mirror wall, gym equipment, your rowing machine, and this awesome wooden bench with live edge. This is a fantastic space. You can do a lot with it. Now leaving the gym, on the other side, we have this amazing kitchenette/bar. This is the only place where they use a different type of stone in this home. Silver travertine. Again, it's still within the travertine family. It's all vein cut. I mean, look at this portal design. How they use travertine to case the entire opening, including the back wall here. Floating oak shelves, LED lighting, accessories, and how they're repeating this design element where they're recessing in their cabinetry to the wall. So everything sits flush, a little bit more minimalist. This is so tasteful. This home is exquisite. Let's go right here. On this hallway to my left, we have the temperature controlled wine cellar, all oak millwork. And then on the other side, there's a small bar for the movie theater, sink, ice maker. There's even a dishwasher for this bar, and of course, a popcorn machine. You gotta have it. Now next up, this screening room, plush carpet, comfortable seating. I like how they created this built-in seating section here with a massive ottoman in the center, wall sconces, great ceiling height, even in the movie theater. And it also makes sense that they placed the screening room here because this is the center of the basement level. We are against the hillside here, so there are no windows. Perfect room for a movie experience. Now here's something really interesting. I'm right behind you is the projector, and you're all the way to the corner. You're not in the center. I don't think I've ever seen a projector that sits on the side and projects it to the center of the room here. I was just surprised to see the projector there.
I saw that too. I'm like, maybe you're gonna have some explanation about it, but I think we both don't know.
I certainly don't know, but if anybody knows, leave a comment down below, but I'm sure it works great. Now coming back to the landing, on the other side, we have the lounge. It's a beautiful pool table, and I was looking at it earlier. I feel like the surface is either wool or some sort of a wool blend with cashmere. It looks exquisite. Modern light fixtures, sliding glass doors open up to the outdoors. We have an amazing terrace that connects all the rooms on this level. And I might need you to go backwards because here we have the junior primary bedroom suite, built-in cabinetry on the hallway. To my right, we have the walk-in closet. And then here, you can see how we have hardwood floors, king-size bed with this oversized headboard design. I love the fact that we have plaster walls throughout, including the ceiling. It gives warmth, character. Sliding glass doors truly open up the room, and the terrace here is so private. You don't have any neighbors looking in. You have all this greenery coming in, built-in planters, and this is definitely a very spacious room. Now, to my left, we have the bathroom. Less is more was certainly their approach when it comes to these bathrooms. Travertine floors, plaster walls, this gorgeous freestanding tub with wall fixtures. Even the fixtures are so contemporary. And then you can see the oak cabinetry here, floating vanity design with a one oversized sink, but it's technically two sinks. And then you have the lower shelf here for all of your toiletries. Beautiful wall sconces, mood lighting above, and there's a separate water closet here. And on this side, we have the walk-in shower. Travertine is installed in the same stack pattern. Pedestal system for your drains down below, so everything is even. Fixtures are nicely incorporated on this side. That way, you can adjust the water temperature, and once you feel comfortable, then you walk in. It doesn't immediately spray you, and I love how contemporary these handheld fixtures are. Beautiful. Now let's check out the terrace. Above us is the infinity edge pool, which helps making the space feel covered. And then they kicked out the terrace, created this built-in planter that runs the length of the lower level. You end up with a cozy terrace like this. Same seamless transitions with sliding glass doors. Continuing to the other side, I like how they landscape this level. Given our location, it's actually pretty private and most of the rooms are nicely recessed into the property. And here we have an outdoor ping pong table. Steel legs, solid wood top, and the net is also steel. Perfect for outdoor usage. I thought this was a nice, clever touch. And you can here see how we have two sets of sliding glass doors opening up from the remaining guest suites. These guest suites are very spacious. Both come with king-size beds, walk-in closets, and of course, full bathrooms. And it's also nice that they can benefit from the terrace. I mean, look at that frame. All the greenery, contemporary homes, city of Los Angeles. It's a little hazy today, but I would love to wake up to this view every single day. This is a crazy structure. The fact that they can embed and house this rectangular form on the hillside is quite fascinating. And then their approach when it comes to the design and the palette. This minimalist aesthetic that they're going for, how all the grout lines are perfectly aligned. Tracks are all embedded into the floor. The plaster ceiling design, how they didn't use any drywall at all. This is crazy. I know it looks clean and easy and simple on the eye, but this is actually a relatively complicated home to build and execute. Now over here, we're back at the lounge. It's another cozy space. I love this sectional couch here and this wool blend fabric. It's warm, inviting, your oversized coffee table, TV with built-ins, hardwood floors. I mean, this is a moment where you just sit down, relax, interact with all these different spaces, play a game of pool, enjoy this property. Over on the other side, we have another cozy seating area, or you can call it a library. Built-in cabinetry, again, nicely recessed into the wall with all the accessories. I like the fact that they placed 4 chairs here, all facing each other, no TV, no technology. And I've also been talking about how you want to just sit down and relax and enjoy this property. It's one of those simple moments. And the design of this home is very timeless. Instead of over furnishing it and over accessorizing it, they're letting all these natural materials, white oak or travertine, speak for itself. And the property has a very soothing feel. I mean, I really like this home, and Armand, let's actually get a close-up. I want to talk about something. We've been saying travertine throughout the tour. They've used 200 tons of travertine, and this travertine came from Turkey, our hometown. Just think about the idea of carving the earth, taking out 200 tons of stone, fabricating it, creating slabs, putting it in containers, shipping it across the Atlantic Ocean on one of those cargo ships that you and I have been on.
Yeah.
And bringing it all the way to Los Angeles, and then using that stone to fabricate all of these different spaces and surfaces and placing it here for hopefully multiple generations to come. This came all the way from Turkey. Now Los Angeles is its home. Just like you and I.
Yeah, it's super
We
cool.
came from Turkey as well. Isn't that crazy? Just think about how many people, how many companies had to work, fabricate, and transport this stone so that it can be in this home.
Yeah, it's great to see one of our stones in this kind of like a expensive, beautiful
Setting.
mansions. Yeah.
Exactly. No, I mean, this is definitely one of the best homes in Hollywood Hills, and certainly an architectural statement. But also, in case you wonder why they chose this travertine, travertine from Turkey comes with more of the beige, brown, and lighter tones, yet rather than yellow tones. And this tonality works really well with white oak and walnut. Travertine is also a relatively easy stone to work with. It's not super hard, it's easy to fabricate or apply different kind of finishes. It's also a very durable stone. You can use it on the exterior and on the interior. They used to build coliseums with this stone. So it has a timeless heritage. When you put all these qualities combined, and the fact that Turkey is actually a very strong and reliable manufacturer when it comes to travertine, it made it a very good choice for them to use travertine. Looks beautiful in this home. Doesn't this home feel very soothing, relaxing? It leaves the chaos of the city outside, and once you're here, you feel calm.
Yep, absolutely. It's calming.
It's very calming, and with the courtyards and greenery, and given the challenges of the plot, I think the design team has done a really good job, both maximizing the plot and making these spaces feel very livable, enjoyable, light, and airy. Again, I'm obsessed with this courtyard. I can't stress it enough. Such a functional and clever touch. All right, now continuing this way. To my right, we have the spa. We transition back to travertine floors. Again, the plaster walls. Vanity design here with towel racks. And then over here we have a water closet, beautiful steam shower with a rain head. And then on the other side, we have a sauna. Look how nice is that? The millwork, fabrication. And I like that they continued the travertine floors there. Now next up, on the other side, we have the massage room. This is a small space, but they managed to put 2 massage tables. But more importantly, it opens up to the courtyard. And again, I'm obsessed with this detail. I really like the fact that you can get natural air to the lower level on the backside of the property thanks to this courtyard. And it's also a beautiful, zen, relaxing backdrop for this level. Now let's talk about the primary bedroom suite. We're on the other side of the formal living room. There's a wall that creates a separation to this hallway, and then double oak doors open up to the entry of the primary bedroom suite. First thing you see is this courtyard that opens up to the bathroom, the small office, and I like that they glass enclose this section. What an awesome view to look at. You immediately see the sky, get welcomed with this natural light, and then the long hallway here takes you to the bedroom all the way to the walk-in closet. But first, of course, we're gonna check out the bedroom. To my left is the oversized king-size bed. This is definitely not your average king-size bed, much bigger, but I love the warm tones, the furnishings, small seating area here, and how the travertine wall continues on the back. And just like the built-in cabinetry, they actually recessed in this wall so that they can tuck in the bed a little bit more this way, create more privacy for the bedroom setting. Sliding glass doors stack on each side, fully open up. And let's also showcase the cozy seating area here with 2 lounging beds, fireplace, and the design theme here is same as the formal living room and the family room. I like how they unify these elements. Now let's quickly step outside. Outdoor seating area, the infinity edge pool. What a way to start your morning. You open up your Styline sliding glass doors, open up your shades, walk from your bed to the terrace, go for a little swim, take in the fresh air, this beautiful scenery, and get your day started. It's a pretty amazing bedroom, and I love how spacious it is. And let's show the other side. They brought in the same oak paneling, and then they placed this small office here with built-in cabinetry, open shelving, accessorized it so nicely, but also this section is even more tucked in, more private, and gets better, opens up to the courtyard. Now this is roughly a 100 square foot courtyard. In the center we have this massive planter, and this was such an important decision that the design team made here. By creating this open space, now you're flooding the office, which is your primary bedroom, the bathroom here, and the entry with natural light. You're getting all this natural air to come into these spaces, and we live in Los Angeles. The air here is dry, our climate is not humid, so when you have sliding glass doors like this, especially in your bathroom, I would open these up every single morning and get my day started here. In fact, in my own home, I never really use AC. When it's cold outside, I just close all my doors and windows. And when it's just a normal day like this, I just leave my windows open and get natural ventilation. And it's fantastic. So I can't stress it enough. I love this design element. Creating a 100 square foot outdoor terrace like this is actually not as easy as it may seem, meaning now you're opening up the roof, bringing in waterproofing. You have to create some sort of an internal drain system, given that it's open roof. So they had to invest a lot of resources to create this little pocket to have all these sliding glass doors, but it was so worth the investment. I can't stress it enough. I love this design element. It just gives life to these spaces, and I love to see that tree. I had to point it out. I definitely love this detail.
No, it looks great, yeah.
It is great. Here, freestanding tub. These brush nickel fixtures are very contemporary. I really like them. And of course, oak floating cabinetry, travertine countertop with this big sink design. Everything is fabricated. And even here, they wanted to hide the drains, make it look easy on the eye. Certainly accomplished that. We have wall fixtures here, alabaster light fixtures, subtle LED lighting, and of course, the stack pattern and the pedestal system continues into the walk-in shower. And I like the fact that I can actually enjoy the view from the walk-in shower. Fantastic bathroom. Now it gets better. On the other side of the hallway, we have the second bathroom, a little bit smaller, same finishes and design elements, but the walk-in shower here has a skylight. Again, it's all about bringing in that natural light into these different rooms. Separate water closet here, and then at the end of the hallway, we have the walk-in closet. The scale here is quite impressive, but also the millwork, how they use white oak to fabricate everything. Open shelving, hanger spaces, drawers, islands in the center, and behind each one of the face panels, they also nicely incorporated strip lighting, so this space lights up beautifully. I love how generous this skylight is, and there's a small makeup area here, fabricated out of travertine, and then your second island, all this open shelving. This is a pretty impressive home, and giving the lot the challenges, I feel like with this rectangular form, they've done a really good job capitalizing on the views, creating amazing interior spaces, connectivity to the outdoors, and making sure that both the main level and the lower level gets enough natural air and natural light. My hat's off to the design and development team. I'm impressed.
This property is the antithesis of what you would expect in the Bird Streets. In the Bird Streets, there's a lot of modern white boxes. This house is just set in such a different location. First of all, it's on what is considered row 1, which is one of the most prime streets in Doheny Estates, Bird Streets. It's also set just slightly below the street, which allows the setting to have a lot of privacy. It really gives it this very intimate, elegant feel with the backdrop of the entire city below. I think Woods and Dangaran did an absolutely incredible job of framing this house. Every moment is layered to showcase the view in a frame that almost looks like a picture. It feels like it is you, the house, and the city below. It's hard to create that, and I think they did a wonderful job in their scope of vision and execution and what I'm gonna call simple luxury. And simple luxury is arguably the hardest thing to pull off when it comes to residential architecture. When you walk into the Bird Street homes during the day, it's absolutely beautiful and you see everything. But when you see it at night, it is unbelievable. You see the city lights, the sparkle. The architects did this incredible job of creating the ultimate sophisticated, modernist yet warm estate, and really did a magnificent job of blending the site and nature with the city below. And it's something that you just don't get.
All right, everyone, That's it for the tour. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Big thanks to the listing agent, Aaron Kirman, for making this tour possible. And as always, you can find more information about the listing in the description of this video. Now, I really enjoyed our day here. This property is so calm, grounding. The use of travertine, old oak cabinetry, and the millwork. It's tastefully designed and curated. Lives so well. The view is fantastic. It's a stunning home, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.